Go ahead and subscribe, please.
Over the past 10 years I've been doing this channel, I've kicked off a ton of videos with the line, "This is hands down one of the most disturbing things I've ever covered." The longer you spend staring into the absolute sewer that is the deep web and the darkest corners of the regular internet, the uglier the stuff you find gets. It's an endless black hole of depravity. But the case I'm about to lay out for you today, this one genuinely takes the crown as the single most stomach-churning thing I have ever come across in my life. We're talking about a tier of horror that 99.999% of people will never even know exists, and you're honestly better off keeping it that way. I'm not dropping links, I'm not telling you where to look, I'm not giving you any breadcrumbs. Anything I show will be heavily cropped, blurred, or censored. And even just hearing the details might be too much for some of you. So this is your last warning. If you're faint of heart, click away now. A few months ago, I stumbled across a Vice article titled, "A Vietnamese Murder Has Given the World Its First Real Snuff Movie." It was about 3 video clips that surfaced on the infamous shock site Watch People Die in late July 2025. The internet as a whole started calling the entire package the Vietnamese Butcher. The main clip, the one that got shared everywhere, is called The Execution. It's a top-down, fixed-camera shot of a guy lying naked on a blue plastic tarp spread across a tiled bathroom floor, masturbating. There's a wooden chopping block tucked right under his neck. You can faintly hear dogs barking and traffic in the background, normal life happening just outside the walls. Then the guy says out loud that he's about to finish. A second man steps into frame holding a huge meat cleaver, winds up, and in 3 or 4 absolutely brutal swings, completely severs the guy's head. Blood sprays everywhere, the body convulses for a few seconds, then goes limp. The killer immediately starts carving the corpse up like a Thanksgiving turkey. One long cut from the neck stump straight down to the pubic bone, then cross cuts to open the torso wide. Cut to black. Even for the people on Watch People Die, who've seen literally everything, this one hit different. The lighting was professional, the framing was intimate, and it later came out that the actual decapitation moment was shot with multiple cameras from different angles. A second longer version filmed from a low angle leaked shortly after, showing the exact same kill from another perspective. Then there's the follow-up clip everyone calls the butchering. Same body, minutes later. Limbs are methodically sawed off, organs are rinsed in the sink, chunks of human meat are arranged on plates and tossed into pots like he's prepping dinner. Some body parts even get stuffed into the severed head's mouth.
But the video that really makes your skin crawl is the one called The Rehearsal. It's filmed earlier the same day in what looks like a government office. The victim is still alive, calmly kneels down, places his own head on the chopping block, while a masked guy in an Adidas tracksuit and a Guy Fawkes mask does a couple of practice swings with the cleaver, lining up the shot. At the end, the victim quietly asks for the cameras to be turned off. The masked guy comforts him, they both stand up, hug, and the clip ends. The implication was crystal clear. The victim didn't just know he was going to die, he willingly showed up, rehearsed his own decapitation, and consented to being killed and eaten. It turns out those 3 clips were just the trailer. The full pack being sold on Telegram contained 11 videos and 98 photographs. Limited access cost about $100, full access around $600. It had been circulating on the Asian black market since February 2025, 5 whole months before anything hit the public gore sites. Some of the leaked photos show the victim's heart, kidneys, and other organs cooked in a traditional Chinese herbal stew with goji berries and red dates. Others show curry dishes made from human meat. There are mere selfies of the killer proudly holding the freshly severed head. Some people claim there's even another video of the head being boiled, but that one never surfaced publicly. The internet lost its collective mind. Vice flat out called it the world's first verified commercial snuff film, meaning a murder that was planned, staged, professionally filmed, and sold purely for profit, not just some random killing that got leaked later. Experts had always said real snuff for money didn't exist, until maybe now. I was originally going to cover it in one of my regular disturbing things from the internet episodes, but outside that one Vice article, there was basically zero English language coverage, so I shelved it. Then last week, one of my viewers, I'm just going to call him X, slid into my DMs and said, "Bro, you need to revisit the Vietnamese butcher. The internet detectives in Vietnam just blew the case wide open." He sent me a 106-page dossier compiled by a private Facebook group called OSINT and Cyber Investigation Vietnam. These guys had been working completely anonymously, using burner accounts for their own safety, piecing together every scrap of open-source evidence to identify both the victim and the killer. Here's the full story of what they uncovered. The victim was a 36-year-old man named Nguyen Son Dat. In real life, he was a complete shut-in, barely any friends, lived with his parents until his dad died, then disappeared. Online, though, he was extremely active in the absolute darkest fetish communities under handles like Dat Beheading. Starting around 2019, his entire online presence was obsessed with one fantasy: being decapitated at the exact moment of orgasm and then eaten. He even paid to have a Japanese erogura manga translated into Vietnamese because the plot was literally his perfect scenario. He spent years begging people online to make it happen. He originally wanted a woman to do it, but eventually he said he'd take anyone. He told people he was ugly, sick, broke, completely dependent on his parents, and saw no other way out of his miserable existence.
Using phone numbers, Zallo accounts, village records, and old Facebook friends, the OSINT group confirmed everything. His mom has serious mental health issues and hadn't heard from him in years, which is why nobody ever reported him missing when the videos dropped. One of Dot's online contacts told the group the killer went by the name Chung, and that Dot had been pressuring him for months to pick a date. On January 25, 2025, Dot posted a status that just said 3 hours left until the execution. That same day, every single one of his accounts went permanently dark. That's the day he died. For months, the trail went cold, until the third week of November 2025, when an anonymous whistleblower came forward with fresh screenshots of his final chats with both Dot and the killer. The killer was using the Facebook name Kem Tang Chung, and even bragged that Dot's bones are already fertilizer. He tried to set up an in-person meeting with the whistleblower to discuss his own beheading. A Vietnamese YouTube channel called Ke To Mo, the Curious One, took all the new info, cross-referenced every detail with public profiles, and announced he had 100% identified the killer. Right before dropping the name, he apparently received death threats, posted that the people behind this are too powerful and that the investigation was ending, but he leaked a blurred screenshot of the killer's username, Tang Chung 111111. Within hours, the internet unblurred it and connected every account to a 58-year-old retired government official named Duan Van Sang, married, 2 kids, former deputy head of a market management team district in Longsong province near the Chinese border. On paper, totally normal, respected guy with government connections. Except his eldest son's full name is Kem Tang Chung and was born September 13, the exact date tattooed on the killer's arm, that day 13-9. The Adidas tracksuit in the rehearsal video was identical to outfits the son had been photographed wearing. The birthmarks, scars, flip-flops, hairline, body type, everything lined up perfectly with the father, not the son. The kitchen in the butchering video, identical to the old market management team number 4 office where Song used to work. The rehearsal room, same building. The bathroom where the execution happened, same building. And the date, January 25, 2025, was the first day of Tet, Vietnamese Lunar New Year. Every government office in the country is deserted for a week. Song had volunteered to stay alone at the office for 5 full days while everyone else was on vacation. Perfect crime window, full kitchen, industrial burners, incinerator for confiscated goods, 0 witnesses. The OSINT group dropped their fully translated 106-page PDF and it went mega viral in Vietnam. On November 28, 2025, police finally arrested Duan Van Sang. They found 3 human teeth under the kitchen sink, bone fragments in the septic tank and every drain, the exact jackets and space heater from the videos, and Dot's old phone being used by Song's sister.
Song confessed almost immediately. His version, he met that online around 2020, got pulled deeper and deeper into extreme fetish communities, and eventually agreed to do it. Dad even brought the two cleavers himself and paid about $380 to rent the space. Sang says he boiled the body parts to control the smell, smashed the bones with a hammer, bagged everything in about 10 trash bags, some allegedly fed to dogs, and threw the bags in random public dumpsters over the next few days. Then he just went back to work like nothing happened. A lot of people are furious about the way he worded the confession. He tries to paint himself as the reluctant one who got talked into it, when his 20-year post history is full of him fantasizing about killing and eating people, and actively trying to recruit more victims. As of right now, December 2025, Don Von Song is in custody awaiting trial and could face the death penalty. The case no longer technically fits the strict definition of snuff because profit wasn't the primary motive, but the files were still being sold on the Asian black market by unknown Chinese-speaking distributors, and a lot of people are terrified this wasn't a one-off. There are already similar packs being advertised on Chinese platforms, and some fear there's an entire underground network producing this stuff. Do not go looking for any of this footage. It is permanently damaging to your mental health, and in many countries it is straight up illegal to possess.